times of the night, so I think it's time for the bubbles. I don't mean drinking, I don't drink. There we go. That's what I meant. Right. So, again, it is very hot today. We are not, we as in me, and all the peeps I work with to deliver the messages, but me. I'm not used to this heat. Far too fucking hot. Anyway, I think I'm live. Nobody's here. It's not telling me anyone's here. So the reason why I'm here, and I was trying to catch the very last degree of the Aries moon, because I like to start. I just basically like to start. Think, hello, I felt you'd come on. Yeah. By the way, it is red, but it looks coral again, doesn't it? Like, look, I'll see. Like, we'll take the filter off a minute and see. Because I know you know that I'm colorblind. But it's normally only with like blues and greens. It kind of is with reds and coral, so you've really got me thinking now. Next time I wear it, I'm going to ask whoever I'm with. Look, can you see? It is red, isn't it? That's red. Because it matches like all my red lipsticks and that. Fuck's sake, you keep saying it's coral. Coral's one of my favourites too, but it is red. It's red. It's red. It's red, I think. Wait a minute, where is someone red? Wait a minute, look, let's get these cards. Like crossroads. Someone's at a crossroads. In the Twinflame journey, someone's always at a crossroads. Look, it's red. You know what I mean? Anyway, whatever. Red coral. How are you doing? Right, where's the bubbles? Should we try something different? Oh, no, no, we don't. Thank you very much. It's making the girls look a lot bigger than they are, but I mean, which I don't really like, you know. I've been pulling up all day. Right, where the fuck are the bubbles? There's the bubbles. Right, okay, so the plan is to be here for a wee while. I'd like to say the plan is I was going to try and catch the last degrees of Aries, because I just like to start things in an Aries moon. And for those of you, my hashtag oldies that have been here a while, you know that I only really like the fire moon, so that's the Aries, Leo, and Sag moon, and Leo is my favourite. But it's actually Taurus moon now, so. Oh, I've got weird womb cleaning pains. Well, you see, interesting. Again, you can't blame it on me. I just arrived here for those of you that. Oh, that's interesting that I said that though. By the way, that's, you know how everything is part of the channel, and obviously you definitely know that, but it's just for anyone that's new. Oh, my throat's going funny already, and that's not me, because my throat is. I'm all good now. Okay, so there's lots of places I want to go with this, but yeah, that's funny that I said, oh, so basically, if anyone doesn't know that, I am a womb healer. So, like, you know, I was given an initiation by Great Spirit, like, well, that was quite a few years ago now, wasn't it? Was it 2 years ago? Is it over 2 years ago? Whenever it was. But anyway, I was in agony in my bed for a week. And you would have thought I'd had a hysterectomy or something. Seriously, it was absolute agony. I couldn't walk or anything. And then when I did eventually get out to go for a walk, thank God my mum was with me, because it was like I'd been operated on, and it wasn't. It was literally just one of these random fucking things that you know that I'm gifted for the work that I do. But I mean, it didn't feel like a gift at the time. Let me fucking tell you. But what I know is after that, my work with people amped up even more. And that's interesting, because that is what's happening right now. But the way, maybe 2.5, that's crazy, isn't it? But I always think it's funny that my voice, like, I always start shouting when I come on here, no matter what I do. So now that I'm aware of it, bringing it down. It always reminds me of Ross and Friends, and it's like, that's really annoying though. If somebody done that to me, I'm like, get the fuck, I'd get louder. But no, it's. We'll just bring it down a little bit, please. Yeah. Right, okay. So, yeah, but the womb space is like guilt and shame and all these lovely emotions that all of us experience. But yeah, I feel you said that for a reason, because look what's sitting here. Shame. So, divine helpers. So, again, I don't know. Like, look, I don't know who this is for, but you can, you know, it's that's for that will be for quite a few people out there. But all I know is right before I came on, I decided to shuffle. That. So I really do feel there are quite a few people that are going to be in the energy of clearing this. So it's just with you saying it's around the womb. So right, anyway, but so that's why I put that there. I was going to read it, but I was actually just going to pull whoever comes on a card anyway. So I'll read that for whoever that's for whoever it's going to make sense to for the collective. Because again, I do feel it is quite a few people out there, and yeah, and then I'll shuffle. But wouldn't it be interesting if you get that card because you're the only one here? There's another person here. Say hi if you're here. Welcome if you're new, if you're a hashtag newbie. So what I usually do, what I wanted to get back to on the Tuesday is, hello Nathan, how are you doing? What I want to get back to doing on the Tuesday is I want to get back to coming and doing the mini taster Tuesday, but I need to put Twinflame in front of everything. But yeah, now it's a mini taster, Twinflame mini taster Tuesday. So what that means if you're new is that for the people that are always here, because I feel like, you know, I want to honour the fact that if you always come and join the community, I'll pull you at least a card. And then for the people that are new, I think that I'd planned I was going to pull new people like free cards, just for your first time. And then I usually have it that I have my donation links up. Like if somebody wants like a free card reading or a 6 card reading. Again, people don't ever tend to go for the 6 card reading, but again, I'm going to keep doing that because I feel as it grows, you never know. Like somebody might, you know, you might have, I don't know, had some kind of day and you feel like it would actually be quite good to just get a wee bit of quick clarity there. But what's quite interesting is I just noticed as well is they've actually changed the monetization thing, that it's like I don't know, but it's not there. But it's like I'm going to have like super thanks and all that, and it's quite good because I think I can actually start doing the memberships as well. And I was going to be doing the memberships. Sorry, I'm just doing housekeeping here. I was actually going to be doing the memberships again quite soon. I was just trying to gauge it because when I tried to do it last time, it was way too soon and there's not enough people. But it's just I really feel I'm being pulled to do. I just feel pulled to the community again. You know what I mean? Like obviously I'm always on here and I'm always available for my one-to-ones. Well, not always when I've got the energy, but it's like I'm either going to be doing another group Zoom event quite soon, I would say. Soon might still be like Leo season, but I mean we're not too far off of that. But I think I'll do one before that. But no, I'm quite excited to see that because it's like it might make things. I might do away with the coffee thing. It might make it a bit easier that I could just say to people to do the super chat thing if you want. And of course it is just people could just thank me anyway for all the other stuff that I do. But no, it's quite exciting. So and I did feel something like that coming because I've been making all my plans for doing the membership group. So I'm really glad to see that. So yes, thank you. And do you know what I saw today? I meant to post it. I actually, do you know what? I feel it might be around the summer solstice because that is my 8th anniversary. But I'm going to have to see because before every solstice, the energy. So again, if for the people who don't know this, or if anyone wants a reminder, the energy right before any kind of winter solstice, summer solstice, the spring one, it's always fucking nuts. So we're not quite in that right now, but well, actually, we kind of are because the new moon in Gemini is Sunday, isn't it? Is that the 18th? The new moon in Gemini is Sunday, and then a few days after that, on the 21st, usually. But again, I always Google it. I always just count the summer solstice to be the 21st, but sometimes it doesn't quite land on that. But anyway, the energy right leading up to that can be really pretty ugly. Like it's like if actually that's probably why I'm holding shame. You know, it's like that sounded weird. It's like we're all holding shame and guilt somewhere, believe me. But it's kind of like it's it's a purge. Like, and I do feel like seriously, you know what? Like I'm in a purge anyway. Like where the transits are in my chart, I just feel I've come out of one. So again, it'll be interesting that card comes out for someone else. But if you didn't see the wee shorts when I done the wee healing, and then again, I only done that for yesterday. I'm not reading the description every day, but That burnout card, that always happens. See, whenever I've just went through something myself and I decide to do those healing ones, it's always whatever I've just went, well, not always, but a lot of the time it is. And that's when I'm different, I'll just tell you. And I was just kind of like, fuck, of all the cards, because this is a newer deck, and I'm like, of all the cards to pull out. But it was like, what was interesting about that, well, me burning out basically was, for those of you who don't know that, it was because when I felt it was hay fever the other week, which wasn't last week, it was the week before. I'm just going to go with this because it'll have meaning. I'll still remember to do all the other bits and bobs. But do you know what I'm going to do actually? I was about to say I don't trust myself. I do trust myself. I trust myself in the other ways that other people don't. But what I don't trust myself with is staying here too long, because that'll be another test not to burn out. I'm going to put an hour on the timer, and then that'll be right when Love Island starts, and I'll need to go. Except I might leave it a bit. I could leave it a bit longer because, you know, if I leave it, I usually like to start watching it at 10 or 9:30, and then I can skip through the adverts. But yeah, I can't be on any longer than an hour because I'll burn out again. But the reason why I'm here, oh wait a minute, I'm going all over the fucking place, but that's what always happens. If you're new, that's what always happens. It literally is what always happens. The reason I'm here is because I pulled It's Time to Play, and I was like, right, must be time to come to. It's time to play, and your vibration is rising. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is that wasn't hay fever, because I've not taken any of the shit. Like, I've got the sprays, I've got the eye drops, and I've got the tablets. This is what I always used to get before I learned that juicing just gets rid of it and it prevents it. But I did go to the doctor and I got all of that, right? But I haven't taken any of it, and I've been juicing, and I've been absolutely fine today, and it was like 23 degrees. So do you know what I mean? That's how I know it wasn't hay fever. So that literally, I mean, but if you've seen the state of me when I done that hay fever video, that was like that was me in the middle of like fucking that. My vibration was rising, so it was like clearing energy. But again, it's fine that it's there. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking trooper for getting that done. I just thought, fucking hell, we can't have folk going through this. Do you know what I mean? Hay fever for 3 months. But it's, little did I know, it's actually, no, it's the purge. It's, you know, it's people going through their dark night of the soul and their death of the ego, and it's not very fun. So, you know, so that's why I'm here, basically, to give people a little bit of joy. I would have been more joyful if I'd caught the last of the Aries moon, but hey, we can't have it all. Right, so I will just read these cards actually. It's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. And that's why I had to be like, am I meant to come on here? Or are you telling me not to do that? But then when I pulled this one, your vibration is rising, I was checking in and I was like, no, I am. Because it's like, as long as I just don't stay too long, it's because my vibration is right. My energy is very high after having went through whatever the fucking hell that was. That it's like, right, I can come back and play for a little bit. But it's this is a time of great spiritual growth for you. You're evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency. So like I always say, that fucking terrifies me, right? Because I'm high energy anyway. Any other energy healers that know their stuff can always comment on that if they've just met me, or even if they know me. It's like, you know, people can tell when it's like, shit, I've been taken up a gear. So, but yeah, those cards are going to mean, those cards could mean something completely different for some people out there, because I've got cards sitting here, look, spiritual awakening. So perhaps if you're like going through your dark night of soul for the first time, or like a mini dark night of soul or something, it's like, you know, the time to play could be like, look, try to find a little bit of joy anywhere in your life right now. Like, you know, even if you are in that kind of like just the dark night of soul, it's just like, you know what I mean? It is shit. Like, I know it's shit. But you know, just try and find a little bit of joy or anything that lifts your energy. You know, like for me, like when I felt really crap there, because like, so believe me, it's like what's been happening to me is I've had like a periods of like having like a day or a couple of days of feeling like that, and I'm like, right, can you please stop doing this to me, because I already went through mine for a couple of years. But it's like they have to do it, you know, just in case I forgot what hell on earth that was like. But no, it's because of my collective channel, and they're just showing me what people are going through. And I'm filled with regret and telepathic, but will we just shuffle them? And telepathic bond, they were just sitting round the wrong way there. So so you see how that cards I pull for myself can mean completely different things for different people. For me, it's just they're taking me up a gear. For other people, it could be this is the first time this has ever been happening to you. That's all I wanted to say. So yeah, so basically the one for today was about when I say when I channel the shorts, I say it's for whatever, what's the day? Tuesday the 13th of June. But they are timeless. But some of them are happening in real time. But I really do feel, and when I say really do feel, that means it's just a stronger message. It's like I really do feel this week a lot of you and people around you will really be going through. Oh, wait a minute, Nathan, I'm going to read that in a minute. It doesn't sound good. Like you'll be going through a lot of what I went through a couple of weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? So just, hopefully I've prepared you a little bit for that to just, fucking rest, okay? And especially that card coming. If that exhaustion card comes out again, that really will be a really strong message. Because what I'm basically saying is, okay, so I felt it was hay fever and it wasn't, so I was wrong. So there might be something about admitting that you were wrong as well, It's like, I felt it was hay fever, so I felt I was being on the ball by, right, I'm not going to let it get hold of me and I'm going to power through, right? When actually, in hindsight, no, it was ascension, flu, it was cold, it was a purge, it was an upgrade, whatever. Like, I really just needed to be in my bed, and I'm usually quite good with that, but I could see I was like, no, I totally missed that, and I didn't do loads, but I'd done more than what I would have done. I wouldn't have pushed my voice, but I recovered. Can you see how quickly I actually recovered from that? Because once I realised, I was like, oh, and I rested. To be fair, I did rest my voice from literally the Friday right until the Monday. So that's why I didn't respond to anybody's comments or that. So I just hopefully knew that you knew I was okay when I'd published something the next day. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, even if I'm not actually using my voice, if I respond back to be like, they just don't let me respond to comments and that on the weekends now. And I get it. It's just, it's teaching myself discipline to switch off, to play. Because normally the play thing would be like, right, don't do work because this is my work. But actually, it's like giving to others picks my energy up. And in this case, I actually feel good today. I'm like, I actually feel good today. So like, I'm giving back. So anyway, so whatever that all means to someone. Right, so I'm setting this for an hour now. And I might even go before the hour. But so yeah, just beware that it's like beware that I do feel this week is going to have some extreme activations, quite exciting ones too. I channeled for tomorrow, especially that there was like heightened. Well, I just pulled telepathy there, heightened like gifts. So yeah, look out for your clairs going wild on that. Although this is what I activate in people anyway when you're tuning into me. So, but and I do an activate awake. I always change the name. Activate, awaken, and amplify your clairs zooms. So I feel that is one of the things that I feel that is what I'll bring that back around the Lionsgate portal the 8th of August or around August sometime. What else did I want to say there? Yeah, and I think that's it. But just be cautious, or there's lots of people around me, people that don't really get don't really get what ascension is and spiritual awakening, and well, probably heard of spiritual, but you know what I mean? They're not into all of that shit. And they're experiencing some pretty weird out the blue, not feeling well and stuff, and I'm just really keeping my eye on all of it. And I guess time will tell, guys. Right, okay. So now I'll read the comments before, and then I'm going to read that. Right, so I've had some purging over the weekend. Yes, well done, deserved subscribers. Thank you. There's been really intense solar flares and energy going on with human resonance, lots of things. Yeah, and and it's funny because I'm usually I used to see all of that when I was on Twitter, and because I've taken myself off all the other platforms, I don't really tend to see that unless I do catch it sometimes on other YouTube things. But I can just feel it without actually knowing it. So, unfortunately, my union with my twin was delayed. I was so crushed. I'm getting really mad at the forces word against. Yeah, Nathan, it's like I feel I'll be able to talk about this more in depth with you on the Zoom, but Yeah, there are. We know that. There's many forces that work against the twin flame unions, and definitely in Gemini seasons, because Gemini is about the twins. But it's you just have to just go back to yourself, go back to just love yourself hard, and that forces, whether they like it or not, forces your divine mirror to I'm just laughing because those cards are sitting over there and I pulled mirror out earlier. That forces them to do it. In divine time, I might add. And that's none of our business when that happens. So yeah. Sorry. I know you might be like, fuck you, Claire. Listen, it's not down to me, okay? I'm here to help. When the shit's happening to me too, I might add. Oh, that's intense. Yes. Holding space for everyone's unions. Happens in divine time. All I do is rest. I'm praying. Yeah, me too. All I do is rest. I'm praying for some miracles because I no longer need all this rest. I need change in action. But you see, Nathan, now I am going to trigger you. The very fact that I'm reading that out, that you need change in action. And again, it's like, and again, right now, it's like, I absolutely fucking hear you. This was me the other day, but it's kind of like it's part of it. And coming from somebody that has 6 retrograde planets in my chart, that is what I'm a master. Like I have mastered it of teaching people is patience. It's different delays for different people, but there are many, many, many delays going on right now. And we're not in a Mercury retrograde, all the other planets went retrograde. What was it? The Saturn and all that. And again, it's like I said, I've been in a bit of a daze, but it's what I'm saying is I live with it. It makes no difference to me. I live with it all the time. Do you know what I mean? So if you're getting frustrated and you're thinking something's should have happened by now, you need to then work on why is it you feel that, because I'm telling you, they're pulling me to, look what they're pulling me over here. I'm going through a spiritual awakening, and I just love the way that's written. You know what I mean? It's like you might be ready, but your person isn't. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's about. And this twin flame journey is about unconditional love. So you need to bring it back to that. You might feel ready, but she isn't. And actually, I would even challenge that even if you think you're ready, you probably aren't. Do you know what I mean? And that I'm saying that from personal experience as well. Like, I mustn't be ready either. So it's like, so, and then people are like, but Claire, you've been on this for it. I'm not, I know. It's fucking, it's no fair, but it's, you know what I mean? Shit happens. We'll get through it. We've all got each other. Right. Nathan's going to be like, fuck you. Right, okay. So let me just shuffle and see what else do you want to say about that? So this is just for whoever this is going to resonate with. And then I'll read this shame card, and then that'll be fun. And then do you want to use one of these Ask Your Guides cards, and we'll see what guides are working with you right now. But can I just warn you, that's a bit of a Russian roulette deck. Like, because we've got shame. Like, I love it. Like, I'm going to read the ones from the book because it's, yeah. Look, so again, Nathan, take this if it resonates for what I just said about the spiritual awakening, but I feel it's for a whole load of people out there. Step by step, I'm becoming the person you deserve. I really wonder if you still think about me like I think about you, and I'm loving you from afar. So again, this screams to me somebody doing that deep inner child healing, shadow work, purging. I mean, look at what all users are saying. You know what I mean? I actually feel we're all in that. And I've just pulled it again. I'm loving you from afar. I feel as a collective, I know that, like, as a healer myself and a collective channel, it's fucking rough. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have needed way more downtime than I usually take anyway. And again, I am stressing the same stuff I say all the time, but I'm stressing it. If I'm somebody with 6 retrograde in my chart, which is incredibly rare, by the way, you don't meet a lot of people that have that, and a hermit all the time, and I rest, I keep my balance of my inner masculine and feminine, I constantly work on that all the time. And and I needed even more rest on top of that. And what I'm saying, that was the lesson that I had of the burnout, is even though I noticed, right, shit, I need to take it easy last week because I didn't the week before, because I didn't realise I was actually ill, even if it is due to Ascension, I wasn't well. I still burnt out. And what I mean by was I still burnt out is from the Friday, whenever I said on the Thursday night that, and by the way, I'm saying this because they're telling me that other people need to hear this so that you don't do the same thing. Or, like, say, it might be too late for some of you too, so you just need to surrender. But from the Thursday night, so I literally, I was in my bed. Basically, I was in my bed all Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then, what did I do yesterday? Yesterday I did, yesterday I then did feel, I was able to get up and I went out and I had my makeup on and that, and I always feel, fuck, if I've managed to get my makeup on, it must be alright. But it's kind of like, it's, what I'm saying is, it's like, you know what I mean? Like that, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all my bit, like I wasn't allowed to move. Like, and that is when I know there's some serious solar flares going on, and and the human resonance going crazy and all that. Like, I can just feel it because, when I'm glued to my bed, it's big stuff going on in the world, and especially when it passes my Pluto. So because it was a Pisces moon, that is about exhaustion and burnout anyway, right? And my Pluto is in the 12th house, which is the Pisces energy. So that's how I work that out. That's why whenever it is a Pisces moon, you will see me kind of disappear from the YouTube for at least, those couple of days, because it's too much. Like, that was funny. It looked like I shooed the bubble away. Look. I wonder if you can actually do that. It was like when I went with my hat, that was entertaining. When I went like that, my hand, the bubble fucked off. So actually the bubble fucked off. So remember your bubble. Put your bubble of spiritual protection around you when you're feeling that energy. But so I'm just saying, a few you might experience. I mean, you don't need to experience it to the level that I do, because it is mental. Like, it's really, it's crazy how it's like. But what I'm saying is, that's what burnout's like. That if you don't stop to rest and just surrender and accept, like, look, you need a whole day in bed at least. But some of you, it might be like you need a long weekend in your bed doing fuck all, like watching films, reading a book, listening to a podcast, catching up on low energy tasks that you can do from your bed. Do you know what I mean? But basically, you need to do it, because if you don't do it, you get even worse and you'll burn out for like months on end, rather than opposed to, I've had a long weekend in my bed and then I've felt like, I felt great and then I felt good again today. Do you know what I'm saying? So whoever that makes sense to. So I really do feel some of you, because the majority of people that tune into me are divine masculine energies, regardless of your gender. You really need to hear that, because I work with you one-to-one, and I know that it's, and believe me, like I said, I had to question, right, am I meant to come on here? Because I've got a very inner masculine kind of go, and I love my work, this is fun, but I am mostly divine feminine energy, and I know when to chill, and like I say, I'm always watching that balance too. But no, it was this actually. Hello, Charlotte, how are you doing? It's like when I give to others, it does it, like I said, not only does it literally get rid of the healing energy that I know they want me to share with others, but it makes me feel good as well. But that's where I need to keep it in balance, that I don't overdo it. Okay. Right. So let's read shame. That'll be fun. So and because it will be helpful too. I don't know why I'm being so fucking sarcastic tonight, but I'm here for it. And then I'll pull people a card. So I want less shame, more miracles, please and thank you. Yes, we all second that. I do need more patience, Claire. I'm not mad or negatively triggered at what you're saying at all. Oh, well, it's okay. I'd still love you if you were. I'm going to do it from time to time, but it's I agree with everything you're saying too, though. This thing does take too fucking long. It's just all a big fucking mystery. It's like, but right now I'm being serious with what I'm saying. Like, I filmed a couple of shorts earlier. It's just I don't want to put them all out at the same time because it's fucking overload. I've done about 20 in a row. But it was really interesting when I was doing the twin flame, like with the tarot. Like, I've got like I've got the 2 of the Lights Years deck, so when Hay House had a sale, I was like, right, I'm treating myself to that. And because I've always wanted to have another one of them so that I can do and it was quite mental actually when I filmed a really long video yesterday, which I'll try and edit it so that I can sort it out, but it went a bit funny and I actually said, I bet you this isn't going to, I bet you something's going to go wrong with it so that I don't put it out, and it was because it was really good. And it was like basically, so I'll just tell you now, and again, that's energies working against me to not get the message out. But when I saw where the collective of some, so it might not be your wave, of divine feminines, divine masculines were at, I pulled the Hierophant for, it wasn't quite, it was like, I pulled the Hierophant for the divine feminine, and then on the bottom of the deck was the Hierophant for the divine masculine. So to me, I felt it was like that is starting to surface, like that energy. Oh, and that's about spiritual awakening as well. So it's like that remembrance is starting to surface in some energies where it was lying dormant. But again, there's 78 cards in tarot, so I just found it kind of amazing. And it was like I saw it clairvoyantly for the hand. But anyway, you'll see it if I manage to get the video up. Because that was quite interesting. So basically, I did do Mediumship Monday. So the healing went out there. So you will have felt the healing if you're open to it, but you've not seen it yet. And you might never see it. But I'll try and sort it. Because I channeled the message, I channeled the healing, and then I pulled out the bit of paper to be like, what am I meant to do? And I pulled channeled healing, then pull a card to clarify. And it was so weird. So it was like, I'm that psychic that I'd done what I was meant to do, and then I picked the paper to see what I was meant to do. So this is how my gifts are expanding and changing. That's quite fun. It's changing it up. Do you know what I mean? I don't like boredom. So, right. But the sacred rage at a certain BS is flaring hard. Yeah. Yeah. And you just got to honour that. I mean, I imagine it would have been pretty bad. Well, right before I came on here, actually, because it was the very last degrees of the Aries moon. And that is, talk about sacred rage. Just drop the fucking sacred. That's just rage. Pure rage. So, you know what I mean? So if you had a bit of that coming up, hopefully it's sort of just give it space, you know, scream into a pillow, punch your pillow, you know, do it, get rid of it safely. But Taurus moon's pretty calm. I've got my Mercury retrograde in Taurus, so I'm here to chill and calm and, you know, right. I'm laughing because I was in so much pain and a muggle acquaintance was saying, you should really take something. And oh, I bet you were just thinking, fuck off. Yeah, but I'm actually just going home to hug my rose quartz and clear quartz crystal. But hey, it works, doesn't it? Like, fuck, I actually, that headache was a fucker. Whose ever fucking headache, you know, that was. I mean, it would be a combination of everyone's. But, like, I fell asleep with that. Like, it was really painful. And paracetamols and shit, they've never worked for me. Whatever the fucking hell I am, none of that shit works for me. It just doesn't. From the planet I'm from, we didn't use that there. It's like, I'm not even joking. But it's like, no, the stone, putting the stone. So it's just a big giant, you know, like a big, you know, just, you know what a stone is. But I'm not calling, some people call crystals, like Americans, you Americans call crystal stones. But this is a stone from the ground, you know. And I put that big stone on my head, and because, you know, for those of you that haven't heard me say that, like, stones from the ground are brilliant for pain like that. You know what I mean? Like, to actually, like, the stone will soak up all your pain, and then you can, you know, use the crystals in that to, you know, to heal you as well. But I know loads of you already know that yourself. You've heard me saying it, but just for anyone that missed it, right? So I'm just trying to not make this phone pop out the shitty stand. I've still not looked. I have got a second one of the one that broke, but I just don't know where the hell it is. I don't know why I ended up. I don't know why I ended up having two of them. I think it was maybe different angles when I was being techie like years ago. You know, it's like that's what I'm weird with my retrograde energy. It's like I'll advance really far with some things I do in my business, and then I'll like go backwards. But I suppose that makes sense. That's hilarious. That makes sense for having all the retrograde planets. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, right. That's funny you're calling Charlotte Cece. That was one of my many nicknames. Oh shit, I definitely had rage for a little bit. Yeah, like today. like in the last of the Aries moon. Right, okay, let's read Shame. Fuck, it's taking ages to read. Shame doesn't want to be read because it's taking fucking ages to read. Right, let's see what Shame's got to say. Oh, I just opened the book at Shame as well, so Shame wants to talk. I might channel Shame. I'm going to channel the energy of Shame. Oh, I didn't know that about stones, but Nix, are you kidding me? How long have you... You've never saw me saying that. You've never... I think you've just got... I think your memory's going... You know how our memories go with the ascending thing? I think that's what's happening. Because I say it quite a lot. I've said it quite a lot over the years. Yeah, because the basic... That's actually right. So maybe... Right, now that... If you didn't know that then... So, wait a minute. I didn't read it all. Oh, I did... Hello, Michelle. How are you doing? Oh, I didn't know that about stones, but I have one from my... Ooh, your flame. That I sometimes hold and it heats up like my crystals. Well, that's nice. It's nice when we've got stuff to remember our inner... Oh, I was about to say... They wanted me to change what I was going to say. I was going to say it's nice when you've got stuff from your twin flame to remember them by, but it's like, you know, I always say that, but it's like, isn't it really fucking weird that I knew mine a long time with whatever it was we were doing? We've not got any photos. It's just remain a mystery. Well, a mystery of sorts when you're doing this on a public platform, but hey, I'm still a bit of a secret on here. I don't think it really happens. Right, okay, so inner child imagination. I picked up a book on shame a few days ago. Well, there we go. Shame wants to be read, quite literally. So I'm going to read it. So I feel this is going to make sense for quite a lot of people. So although I'm saying it in a kind of jokey way, it's really not very funny. So no, I know nothing about grounding on the grass. I know about grounding on the grass, but I didn't know about absorbing. Right, okay. So, well, that is the very basic of when... So it's more, again, I can't do the, you know, the feather and stone stuff when it's like... Well, I can when it's on Zoom, but because I merge all the different healing modalities I do, I don't tend to use any of that when I'm doing a session. So again, I just clear people's energy just by doing what I'm doing here. The difference is on a Zoom, you're getting that all to yourself when I'm doing that, people. But if you're in person, so like, yeah, like that would be the sort of basic. If nobody had ever had any kind of shamanic healing or that would be the first thing that I would kind of do them, would be, well, no, it just depends on what I'm guided to do. But yeah, it's, but yeah, basically that's it. That it's like, but you could, but like I'm saying, sharing it because that's what you can do for yourself, is just, yeah, just find a good, you know, chunky, like I've got really big, massive, like soft kind of stones that I've found, like smooth ones is what I mean, on the beach, or like when I went to Skye, like I went to Skye with my mum a few years ago, and like I liked it that it was from a different place as well. But you know what I mean? Just, yeah. Again, when in need, because again, it's like it's interesting. I keep one of these stones, like a bigger one, in my bathroom, and it was just like I was just like, I'm not even fucking kidding. I was sitting with my fucking head in my hands when I went for a pee, if you don't mind. But I just sometimes just like to sit in the, you know, I just like to go and fucking sit in the toilet sometimes just to gather my thoughts, and I'm not even going to the toilet. Do you know what I mean? That's TMI, but it's true. I just kind of fucking going to do my hair or something and and I just sit down and I'm like, fuck my life. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. Like, what is going on? Like, why did I sign up for this? This is all very strange, you know, everything that's happening in life, in the world. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? We all do it. I'm just saying. But yeah, but what I'm saying is, on that particular night on the Thursday, when it felt like my head was going to fall off, I was like, please help me. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm saying it a jokey way, but I'm not kidding. I was like holding on to the stone and I was like, please soak up my pain. So see, when I'm saying that, this is good. Like, try it, you know, like ask your guides. I think that's why, oh my God. Sorry, how funny is this? The banter is top form. Look at the deck that I'm using. I'm not even kidding. Ask your guides. So clearly they're wanting you to ask your guides. But it's true, you know, because again, that is what I feel they're guiding me to do, is I'm going to work with that deck all month doing those wee healings, because I kind of dared myself to do that. I don't know about for a month, but loosely, we'll see. But because I'm like, I'm not putting my makeup on every day for a month. But anyway, maybe that's a bit of, yeah, we'll just see. But what I'm saying is, it's like if you ask your guides to help you, like, so for instance, I say that quite a lot, that, you know, if you're in pain, like, light a tea light. I say this all the time, like, see, whenever my mum's in pain or that, well, first of all, I'm like, why the fuck didn't you tell me? You're like, you know, one of the ones that actually believes in this stuff, so tell me and I'll help you. but to empower yourself, like, you know, light a candle and ask your guides to come in for what it is you need help with. Whatever it is you need help with, you know, it's worth a fucking go. It's the same as praying, you know what I mean? It's like, do both. Get the fucking stone, light the candle and pray. Do it all. Do you know? And if none of that works, they're giving that as a message in itself that you need to then go and get help. You need to ask more than your guides. You need to ask like a healer for help. You need to, and it's not necessarily me, whoever you resonate with, you know, you need to, that's what I would say. If the help isn't helping, seek out more help. Right, okay, so it might seem obvious to some, but believe me, some people do need to hear this. And that's what levels of consciousness is all about. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm a very old soul and I've got a lot of awareness of all of this kind of stuff. And sometimes I forget that. I'm like, oh, you know, because I don't want to insult people's intelligence or spiritual knowledge or whatever if you already do that. But then there's somebody that, again, I would have assumed you saw me saying that before. And, you know, you need to hear that. So that, you know, we never know who needs to hear these things. So, right, okay, so did I catch what people are saying? I've still not fucking read this thing. Right, be careful driving. Remember, I always tell people not to watch me when you're driving, Michelle. But I'm not doing any meditations right now anyway. I hear you. I've had many moments when I'm wondering what the fuck I signed up for in this merry-go-round. Yeah, absolutely. Right, why is this in the way? I got given does that say amazing candle today? It's, what's OUD? I find it very, very, now does that say sexual or sensual? Sensual. What's the what's OUD? Is it something to do with essential oils? What the fuck is that? Right, okay, let's read shame. Shame has avoided being read for. I know I'm saying this, and again, this is how they do the healing through me. It's like, you know, random as fuck. It's very random at night, but it's like, it's trying to be, you know what I mean? Oh, interesting. Right, okay, so shame, divine healers. But what I'm trying to say is, when I'm like not reading the shame card, I did say I was going to channel the energy of shame. So it's like, it's kind of like, it's, you know, I'm doing everything not to read the card. So it's like when your shadow will take you on this big merry-go-round, like what I've said about when I do sessions with people, if it is basically that they need to shift the shame and guilt and, you know, something that they're ashamed of, basically, or whatever it is, wherever it is that is coming up in you, it's interesting that like it's very common with counselling sessions, like not just the mind, this is common knowledge with counsellors, that someone will land like all this really heavy shit on you, like in the last sort of 5 minutes. And it's because it's like, you know what I mean? They weren't really wanting to open up that deeper side of them. But really, that doesn't tend to, it depends. It really just depends, I suppose, on what's going on with the person. But I can usually get the deeper, darker stuff out of people by not doing a whole lot, by just holding space with my energy, but quicker than most. Like, I like a challenge. But again, obviously my soul like the fucking challenge picking my astrology chart. But it's what I'm trying to say is, in general, everyone's experienced that when someone's talking about absolutely everything but what needs to be spoken about. This really is a template, isn't it? Right, okay, so shame, divine healers, judgment, severity, self-loathing, and poverty. So it's all pretty shitty feelings, right? So you're at risk of do you know what? Every time I keep pulling cards that are reminding me that I filmed a video that was meant to be focused around money and like the new earth sort of way that I do it. And it ended up being more than about money. And I think I probably, yeah, Taurus moon is money. I think maybe I'll publish that after this, because, yeah, right, okay, so you're at risk of falling under the spell of self-criticism because of poor choices or learned behaviour, and this is bringing on energy of shame, because basically the point is that's not your fault. You can always tell when this soul-deadening vibration is present because it causes you to unconsciously pull back from others. Wow. So there's me saying, because that's interesting. When I said that, what I was actually going to say is, like, you either, the person will either avoid talking about what needs to be talking about, or they'll avoid you altogether. Like, so, and the love and support of the universe and become isolated. Yeah, so I'll read that again. You can always tell when the soul-deadening vibration is present because it causes you to unconsciously pull back from others and the loving support of the universe and become isolated. It's quite possible at this time to believe that the world is against you, making you want to hide, withdraw, or push it away. Nothing could be further from the truth. You are your own worst enemy at this time, as the universe never stops loving or supporting you. We'll hold judgment from Sonia until I finish reading this. Because again, that serves a purpose in the dark night of soul and deep spiritual awakening, and whatever it is you're being guided to go inwards for, there is a need for it. So, nor have the people around you stopped loving you, even if you've made terrible mistakes. After all, we're all guilty of this at times. Very true. Your divine healers surround you, holding you in affection and unconditional love as you struggle to regain your self-esteem. They ask you to remember that being here on earth is like being in a classroom. You're here to progress and you'll make many mistakes along the way. That's part of your learning process and necessary for your growth. Your divine healers ask you to open your heart and forgive your mistakes. There's no mistake too great, nor any error so grave that it can't be forgiven. And I can really feel that in the collective where people are like, well, I don't know, this is pretty bad. But it's like, look, forgiveness is in the air, and that's the message. Pray for them to help you rise above your self-criticism and recenter the flow of the universe. Make an effort to see yourself with the same love that they see you with. Stop judging yourself. Make amends and apologies where necessary and move on. Their message to you: live and learn. That's funny that I said, well, not judge her, and she said, not stop judging. Right, okay, so there's 30 minutes left on the timer, so Nick's arrived first, so I am going to pull Nick's a card. I hear you. I've had many moments when I'm wondering what I read that bit before. I was on a roll there. Right, so wait a minute, before I pull one for Nick, I want to go with whoever the shame card resonates with, because again, I just pulled that for the collective before I came on. They told me that was what many people needed help with. This is another message to go with it. Angels of, yeah, oh, that's really lovely after just reading that. And so again, you see what I'm saying? It's like, I feel as well, because my Chiron's in Gemini and it was conjunct it the other day, it's like they're really just wanting me to just come on here just to share that healing, for whoever, for whatever people need it with. Angels of healing are with you. A time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light when I enhance your strength. So I really do feel there is some sort of healing coming about someone's situation where there's feelings of the shame, guilt, again, could be things to do with finances as well, with what that card said. And it is just, yeah, striking me that, again, the Taurus moon right now, Taurus is the second house of money, assets, things to do with your home, and trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. So again, it could even be that someone's like getting some big epiphany or idea about their money, something around their money situation or your home situation. I'm also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. Yeah, so I'll just trust that will make sense to whoever that's meant to make sense. And again, it may be actually that some sort of clarity comes about when I publish that video that I done last Monday, I think it is, because it was like, it started off like collective, and then it went really quite specific with some things, but right, anyway. I do feel it is something that is, it's in the collective right now, is a lot of folk worrying about money. Right. Okay, so what does Nyx need to know? So Nyx, I'm assuming you're up for a card. Is everybody up for a card that's on it right now? Yeah? basically, speak now if you're not up for a card. I like to get people's permission. So what card does Nyx most need right now? But just bear in mind, like I said, if I'm pulling everyone one from this deck, it's a mixed bag. It's got some very happy ones and it's got some, ooh, do you know, it's got some ones that are like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, you know, but when you get those ones, it's like, okay, you know, like when I was exhausted, I pulled the exhausted one and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, you know, go back to bed, you know. And it was funny because I was really wanting to do the housework and it was like, no, if you do that, you're going to be absolutely fucked. Listen to it. I was like, right, fine. And then I done what I was told and I've got loads of energy. You know what I mean? Right, okay, so next. What does Nyx need to know most right now? Oh. Oh, God. Right, okay, so I did warn you. So this is interesting because this is the one I pulled for. See, that I love this, right? I don't love it if you resonate with the message, which I hope you don't, but if it's not where you're at right now, it's where you've been lately or you could go. So just bear in mind of that with the Akashic Records. Nyx knows this, but I'm explaining it for everyone. These are the possibilities. But wait a minute, I really just need to slow down. So it's basically, it says discontent. But I was actually kind of seeing, when I was looking at it, I was seeing it as disconnect. So that might mean something too. But it's discontent. But this is the one that was on the bottom of the deck when I done that healing earlier. And the thing that I'm like, wow, that's amazing, is you're the only one that's said, well, no, that doesn't sound very, you know what I mean? You are. You're the only one that said thanks in public. But basically, you're the only one that's put a comment on that video. So do you know what I mean? It's like, and that, I say this all the time, but you are one of the ones that usually does very strongly resonate when I put out collective stuff. It won't be all of it, but I do always notice that. And basically, yeah, so this must be in the air. So discontent is the one that I pulled, and like you say, loss is actually on the bottom. Healer guides, loss. And then look what's behind it, and look what you just said about holding on to the stone. Wow, partnerships and love. So it might be lost or right, but like right, if we're, I don't want to be here all night. We can't pull people millions of cards, but victory is behind it. Just saying. So you won't be at a loss for that forever. Right, okay, so we'll read discontent though. So this is for Nyx, but it'll make sense to other people as well. And it's an 8. So 8, we love 8. 8 is abundance, infinity. Where is my wee crystal? That's what I wanted to use for the healing today. I usually do my wee. I don't know. Right, okay, so I'm actually sitting in the dark now, am I? It doesn't look like it to you, but I am. It's went very dark. So even that means something. It's went very dark around me. So this might have been where you were at over the weekend in the Pisces moon, because we don't like Pisces moon, do we? So we love Pisces moon magical people, but the Pisces moon can be kind of depressing. Right, okay, so discontent muses, dissatisfaction, seeking certain conclusions. Sooner or later in our evolutionary, right, but evolutionary process, each of us begins to realize that it's not the having that fulfills our soul, but rather it's the art of creating that brings us satisfaction. Oh, I feel that will mean something to you. Contentment in what we've created, no matter how grand, inevitably subsides, and our creative juices once again long to flow. Wow, I've not read what you. I've glanced at what I've not read what you wrote yet, but I feel that this is really going to speak to you. So even if it's not where you're at now, it's like, you know, I feel it's when you feel that kind of creative sparks kind of went a bit, and then you know that you have to wait, and that might be difficult to be in that. But then if you give yourself, it's just the flow of the feminine, the masculine energy. It's like, give it space, and then your creative juices flow again. You know what I mean? For whatever you want to use them for. Right. So, contentment is what we've created, no matter how grand, inevitably subsides, and our creative juices once again long to flow. That's why the once ideal partner ceases to mesmerize, the perfect job eventually becomes mundane, and the great adventure becomes tedious. Although there's a lot to be said for enjoying what we have now, we must nevertheless respect the fact that our basic nature as creative beings is to create. Without the process, we can't be fully content, at least not for long. Your muses are present and they call on you now to embrace your creative discontent and undertake new projects. How interesting. So I wonder if that's like about creating some kind of art when you're fucking raging, with the sacred rage, which I imagine you've already done, or creating some kind of piece of art when you're feeling discontent. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Somebody actually, I wondered when that was going to come into this. Can I just say, to pause for a moment, remember when I channeled about 90210 the last time I done a live? and I was like, where is this coming from? Like, it was a massive fan. Like, I'd catch it now and again when my sister was watching it when I was too wee. I keep getting shown fucking 90210 shit on my timeline all the time. But anyway, it just makes me laugh. But yeah, I caught this film, right? And it was like, I thought, is this going to be a load of shit or is it going to be all right? And it was actually all right. It was like a British film. It was about a Scottish girl. And she was, to kind of make this quite short, she was an author, right? And so basically in the film, it did feel very Twinflamey. Again, what doesn't to me? Like, I can always pull something out of it. But long story short, it's called, wait a minute, what's it called? It's called Not Another Happy Ending, which, don't confuse that with, there's another comedy, an American film, which is really funny, Not Another Romantic Movie or something. That's really funny. That's very Twinflamey too, by the way, because in that, she can't see that he's in love with her because she doesn't love herself. I've channeled about that loads before as well. But anyway, this film was good because she basically, it's like she teams up with the publisher and basically they fancy each other. That's the point, right? But they act like the whole film that they hate each other. So again, I've said that hate's a strong word, but it's, basically it's, I've chatted about this before, that some twin flame never mind karmic, some twin flame connections that are really intense can actually kind of be like that too. Like, again, I don't mind saying it's the truth that, like, at some points when me and mine were in the same place at the same time, like, we ignored the fuck it, like, you'd think we hated each other, like, but it's because it's like, well, again, for a massive, maybe it does hate me, I remember that's the secret, I'm joking, but it's kind of like, that is basically that is the thing that they're trying to say, that's what it reminded me of. It's like, that it was like, while they were being really sarcastic to each other and snappy, it was actually like, there was a lot of sexual tension there. So whatever that means, maybe this is what it was like yours, I don't know. But it's kind of like, I wasn't actually, so anyway, that'll be relevant for someone else. But what I was actually homing in on that film for is that the girl can only write, to pull it back to be specific here, but it all means something, she can only write the book when she's miserable. And she wrote her best-selling book when she was miserable. And it was, that actually kind of reminded me of me. Like, my best work, my best twin flame work. So when I'm talking about me, think about how that connects back to you next and whoever was connecting with this, that I knew when I bought all those, like, all these sad things, like, let's just pull a card now. I'm going through a spiritual awakening, and those red ones over there, and all these cards, right? I knew this one. I knew when I bought these, I thought, oh, I'm not going to be in physical union for quite a while, because I knew, think about it, that if I had got into a physical union, when I'm doing my best creative work, it's not, you know what I mean? It depends which way you want to look at it, but this is my, it wouldn't be as hard hitting, because all these are really intense. So I use that intensity of being, do you know what I mean? So, but it's like, that doesn't need to last forever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I don't mind it being delayed a little bit longer. You know what I mean? People have had a wee bit of time, but do you know what I'm saying? There is something in it. Like, when I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, it's like everything has meaning. Like, I knew in the back of my head, I thought, oh fuck. Like, I knew when I bought, like, honestly, I spent a lot of money. So again, if people want to use the fucking super thanks when it comes in, much appreciated. But, like, joking, not joking. But it's kind of like, I knew that it was a good investment. So there's something that you've invested time in as well, because they're pulling me to the Seven of Pentacles as well there, which is about, it's actually, look at, it's the one with the guy growing the tree. You've invested energy or time or money or something in, or you will do something like that. You've invested time in it, something that's been worth it. Because that's what they're saying to me. It's like, we didn't make you buy those cards. It's not for no reason. That is for your creative work. And also, I was only going to be able to really use that energy of my own experience with my Chiron and Gemini in the 7th house. Because again, it's that's about long-term relationships and marriage and all that, and union is marriage. And having the Chiron in the 7th house, well, it's not the best, because it can mean that you're living a lonely romantic life or a painful one. And well, I resonate with both. But again, I don't really like the word lonely. I quite like being alone. But it's different. I would say it's different, but it's also very healing. So to bring it back to that film, she meets somebody, but not the guy. Oh fuck, this is going to take forever to tell this story. Listen, this means something, so we're going with it. She shacks up, starts getting it on with this other guy who's actually using her, because he wants he's a playwright, and because she's got famous for writing the book, he wants the attention. And so anyway, she shacks up with him, and she thinks she's really happy and everything. And the French guy that's a publisher is like, you can see that guy's a dick and he's using her, and like everyone can see that. But she doesn't see it until she's meant to see it. And so you can change she to he, and whatever resonates in that. And actually, fuck, this is even more like the Twinflame during the war, really. I'm just trying to remember what else happens. But yeah, the bit with the creative bit, that is really interesting. So it's got twin flamey stuff in it, but it's like basically the French guy, so I would say that's like her twin flame, realizes that she loses her spark when she's happy. So when she was like basically, shagging that guy, like met the new guy, like her creative spark was gone, because the book that she wrote was fucking miserable and it was a bestseller. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought that was so funny. So the guy, for her own good, but I mean, that's kind of fucked up, he basically tries to make her really sad again so that she writes a bestseller. And it's quite fun, like there's funny bits in it too, but anyway, there's actually is quite a good film that now I think about it. It was quite touching. There was loads of things actually about inner child wounds and inner child healing in that too. Abandonment, because her father abandons. I don't usually say father, so we know I'm channeling when I say that, but her father abandons her, and then she forgives them. There's forgiveness. So there's something about when I said, look, there's nothing that bad that it can't be forgiven. And again, forgive yourself if somebody has done something really bad that you're like, look, I can't forgive that. But like I always say, like, look, people have done loads of shit to me. I forgive them. It doesn't mean I need to have them in my life. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so just do what you do what you're comfortable with doing for you. Okay, so I think that's all that wanted to come through about that. But the point is I feel they want you to make some kind of art around being miserable. So there you go. Right, okay, so did we finish reading the rest of this? And then I'm going to read what you said. Although there's a lot to be said for enjoying what we have now, we must nevertheless respect the fact that our basic nature as creative beings is to create. Without the process, we can't be fully content, at least not for long. I did read that bit, didn't I? Oh no, I did read it all. Their message: see your frustration as a longing to learn more, expand more, dare more, and create more. Yeah, there's something about creating something when you're not happy. See where it takes you. Right. Because I've worked with loads of twin flames that are artists that have created, like, of art of any kind, that have created things out of that. And like I say, I'm one of them. It's in a different kind of way. Do you know what I mean? Even when I channel the songs and that too, do you know what I mean? It's like, well, actually, that makes me cringe. Let's look at it. I mean, they make me do that, but that actually makes me cringe. Right, okay, so I can take all of it. Woohoo, to the last two cards. Love, love, love. I'm an 8-2. That feels like what I'm moving through. Oh, good. Thank you. No Pisces moon can get to fuck. Was in my bed all Saturday. Yeah, me too. Wow, this all lands deeply. 444 my time. Oh, Nathan, you always catch that. Please send me and all hear the right inspiration. Right, Nathan, you're next. You did arrive next, didn't you? And then we'll do Michelle. Oh, no, then we'll do Charlotte, then Michelle. Charlotte, are you here? Charlotte was putting the kids to bed, but that was probably about 2 hours ago. Oh no, it would be maybe an hour ago when I first came on. Oh, look, this is kind of roundabout when I said, oh no, I could stay an extra 30 minutes because I want to be able to fast forward the adverts. And right, wait a minute. We'll have to listen back for the shame bit. I was oh, were you? So interesting, because I've been thinking about creating when I was in a rage, like really going for it. But I've put it off. Oh, right, well, there's the fucking green light. So revive, receive that. Yes, absolutely do. Just try it. What's the worst thing? Now, it's like, I know you've heard me say this before, but when I used to work for Place to Be, but for those people that don't know that, when I was doing the children's counselling in a school, I went on like so many training courses with them, and it basically, when a child, but this can go for an adult too, like when you're painting or colouring in or anything, like, you know, it's, now remember, again, I always say this, like if your kid's doing a drawing and you're like, oh wow, that's brilliant, darling, like don't fucking judge yourself, because like, I do that with my nieces, like, oh, that's amazing. Like, in fact, I think if my oldest niece showed, and even the youngest one, but if she showed me one of her creative pieces of art and I didn't say it was good, I think, you know, there would be, you know, she would be happy about that. So I do it too. But what I'm saying is, when, as the therapist, when I'm with a child and they're drawing, so you should treat that as like an adult. Like, you don't need to create art for it to be beautiful. Like, you know, just grab the pen or grab the paint and just see what you do, because it might actually be about getting those difficult emotions out of you somehow. And then, yeah, you might choose, you never know, you might, like, say, like that girl with the book, when she's miserable, she wrote this fucking amazing book, which was like, it's meant to be fiction, but in the film, she's actually writing about her true experience. But I feel quite a lot of people do that. And that's the bits that are quite funny, actually, because at one bit the dad's like that is about me. It's like, no, it's not. It's like, it's a character, but yeah. Anyway, I'm losing it, right? Like, so let's go to the next question. Right. So anyway, there was a lot in that. That was interesting. Right. Okay. So what have we got for Nathan? So Nathan, and then Charlotte, and then we'll go and watch Love Island. Yeah, I might be able to fill a sketchbook with the repressed rage. I know. Oh, but no, try it. I mean, I know, like I say, I know Nix knows what I was saying there, but for anyone else as well that resonates with, because you think about it, it's about, because I really resonate with what I'm saying there too, because whenever I have dabbled with what I think on some of the counselling stuff that I've done, like, you know, you're invited, because you're always invited in counselling stuff, you know. That's why I say a lot of stuff like that a lot, but I'm like that anyway. Like, again, although I swear like a trooper, I'm very polite, like too fucking polite with some things, you know what I mean? And it's but it is my Aries energy in the house of Virgo. Virgo is the helper and the healer, and it is very polite energy, but you have to watch that you're not so fucking polite to everyone else that you're being a horrible fucker at yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I have to watch that with myself, and I look out for it with other people. But because it's about being of service, do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying about. So I feel somebody needs to hear this that's got strong Virgo. If you feel this deep need to be of service, it's because that is a calling. You know, it is my calling. So whether I like it or not, whether I'm fucking, you know, naturally shy or introvert or a hermit, like, they don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here to be of service. Do you know what I mean? So listen, you want to wait till a Leo or an Aries moon, doll, that's fine, but you get to work on that Leo and Aries moon. That's basically what they say to me, do you know what I mean? That's a true story. Right. What have we got for Nathan? Sorry, I had to think there. What did I say? Nathan, Charlotte, and Michelle. What have we got for Nathan? Now, is it Russian roulette? Is it a goodie? Is it a ouchie? Is it an in-betweenie? Devotion. Ooh, nature spirits. For your information, I finally sent you an email. You were taking an awfully long time. Again, for me to notice that's saying something, because I'm shite my emails. But I was just honouring that you were busy. Right, okay, so devotion. I still haven't deleted my emails, by the way, so good luck if it gets through. They do still seem to be coming through. It's just every now and again I have to delete a shitload. Right, okay, so devotion. But like I said, I was exhausted anyway, and I just went past the exhausted one. So devotion, it's not got a number, has it? Oh no, it has. 44. Oh, and Nathan just seen 444 on his time. That's funny. There are no coincidences. No such thing as a coincidence. If I happen to die unexpectedly, you can tell them I want that on my headstone. There's no such thing as a coincidence. So, okay. So, devotion, nature, spirits, inspiration. It's because the death card was on the bottom. That's probably what made me say that there, guys. And remember, it's a rebirth. Death's about a rebirth. So, inspiration, contemplation, nature, faith. I deleted 3,000 or 4,000 emails today. Fucking hell, well done. That is very well done. The presence of God is everywhere. So if you feel disconnected, oh, isn't that interests me that I thought the discontent card says disconnect, and now I'm saying disconnected. From the divine, let's read that again. The presence of God is everywhere. So if you feel disconnected from the divine, you're the one who left. Nathan, I'm not being funny, but I think this is kind of like, it's kind of like a little bit like what they made me say to you earlier, isn't it? Right, we'll hold the comments until I read it. Your nature spirits are beckoning you back to a place of awareness that reconnects you to your source. Do not allow your mind to isolate you in fear or get stuck dwelling in misery. Instead, go outside and take in the natural world, which is a beautiful gift for you to enjoy. See the divine all around you. Focus on the beauty, power, and the holiness that nature affirms. Humbly surrender to this greatest of forces, present in all things, including you. Your nature spirit's message: breathe in the divine. You are in God, and God is in you. And that is why I said the twin flame journey is about, well, I don't know if I said it's about divine love. I think I said it's about unconditional love, but it's about divine love, divine union, forgiveness. And you can only find that for another when you found it in yourself. That is what they're saying to me. And so that is the frustration that when I'm tapping into your energies, even that is the frustration that comes up for the divine feminine energy, regardless of gender. Because a lot of divine feminine energies can't understand why the divine masculine doesn't know that it's already forgiven, whatever it is. Whether you happen to know or not know, because let's face it, there will be things you don't know. But again, it's basically what I said when I've been drawn to 2 spiritual awakening cards, that you can't learn somebody's lessons for them, and you also shouldn't. Oh, there, that's interesting, Spirit too. You also shouldn't. Not saying that you're doing this, but some people need to hear this. You also shouldn't shame your twin for not getting it because they're not awake yet. Do you know what I mean? And again, seriously, I have to really sort of, it's quite deep, that one, to really fully get it. Because if you get too caught up in the ego and the everyday human experience, you could get like, why the fucking hell would they do that to me? Or do you know what I mean? You could really fall into that. But when you see it from a higher perspective, which you've got to keep it in balance too, but when you see it from a higher perspective, that's why you see me laughing quite a lot. Because I've got a Sag moon, the Sagittarius energy is about that. It's spiritual wisdom and it's learning and teaching and it's, it's humor. But it's when you kind of get that deeper aspect of it, you kind of do, I don't know, for me anyway, you kind of transcend the pain of it a bit. Doesn't mean you can't fall back into the misery and the pain. Because when I read that card for you, I was definitely, I can definitely still fall into that. But it's what I'm actually saying to you, Nathan, is I can strongly feel a lot of the time you are in a lot of what they're going through. You could be feeling it for them. And it could really pull you under. So that's why you've got to allow yourself to have that downtime if it has pulled you under and you need to rest. Or just be, extra kind to yourself, as we should be all the time. Basically, it's don't lose yourself. And I feel again, and it's funny, I talked to Nathan I've met you before in a Zoom and that, and I haven't. But we've obviously conversed and spoke and floated about in the astral, as I do with all of you. But it's kind of that's what I've channeled to you quite a lot, I feel, is that's the lesson here, not to lose yourself. That's the lesson for all twin flames, is not to like, I truly do feel you will not be gifted with a full physical twin flame union until you learn that lesson not to lose yourself in that connection. You know, like, you have to have your own life and be able to protect your boundaries, and even your boundaries with everyone, but with your twin as well. And then once you can get that balance right, you know, then they'll test the waters. Right, I do want to just pull a wee extra one on top of that. Is that like a dream for you? Michelle, Michelle, you can do it too. We can both do it. I thought that was you that said that originally about deleting the 3,000 or 4,000 emails. There's been times where I could do that again. I could do a digital declutter kind of, you know, prompt people to do it. Because I've been writing some, yeah, because that would be good for me too. If I encouraged all you to do it, maybe it'd encourage me to do it too. Because I've done that before, and remember, you really got a lot done, didn't you, when I done it in my membership? There've been times where I've lost it. Oh, I can feel they're doing stuff at my head here. So when they're doing it to me when I'm on here, it's like they're sending energy to use. There have been times where I've lost faith in the creator, my connection source. Love is broken, flawed, not strong as it could be. Yes, again, I think we all hear you on that. Hopefully I return to source. I feel my twin's pain trying to keep my head above water because she's a Pisces, so it's into, yeah. That's the thing, when your twin does have Pisces placements, it is, I mean, that's quite apt, isn't it? That I described it as like, did I say drowning? Or I did kind of describe it like it was, yeah, I said going under, didn't I? Or something like that, you know what I mean? That's what it can feel like. I'm filled with regret. I'll come back for you. Yeah, it's like, oh, look at this. So this is like tying into what I read for next, but it's, again, all the messages weave into one another if you're new. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. Right. We've already given Nick's a message, but again, like, I think like this is what I mean. That's going to speak to everyone. Like, how crazy is that? You definitely better create something with the anger or the sadness or something, by the way, because that is like, look, the trumpets are coming in. God has spoken, and the bell's going off. The alarm is calling. The trumpets are. That's what you. That. Never mind synchronicity. That is what you call a fucking divine slap in the face. Do you know what I mean? It's like. But anyway, Nathan, that is for you too. It's like, I feel that is just about you getting some energy back. Do you know what, Nathan? I really do feel, Nathan, if you're still feeling this like this right now, I feel you're where I was at the weekend. Do you know what I mean? So either you've burnt out or you're just kind of quite exhausted and done with this with this fucking journey. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is and then you just have a wee rest, you come back, you're like, all right, you know. Welcome abundance into your life. 37. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that source will heal your financial challenges. And look, that's what I said, wasn't it? I felt there is a lot of financial worry in the air right now. Okay, that doesn't. Oh wow, Claire's really psychic. Doesn't take a fucking psychic to work that one out. But no, I really do feel that in the air. But there's things like, because look even at this, right? Like, so again, that's not going to make a massive. Guys, what the. Oh my god. That better be, oh my god. I'm delaying my laughter. Are my eyes deceiving me? I think it's a kite. Fuck me. That is actually going to mean something for someone on here. Fucking heart. I was praying to God in heaven. Someone's flying a kite, right? Someone's flying a fucking kite, and it's got a red thing, ribbon, flying from it, right? I feel the about creative spark. I thought it was a fucking plane on fire. I'm not fucking kidding you. It must be like a kite that looks like a plane, and it looked like there was flames. Oh my god, twin flames! It looked like there was flames coming from the. You know what I mean? But it's a kite. Either that or a plane on fire swinging into the sea. I mean, let's hope it's a kite. It is a kite. I can't see it now. I'm sure I would hear a lot of. It's a kite, but seriously, I'm not kidding. It looked like a fucking helicopter or something. Anyway, it's going to have something to do with something. There's fucking dramas going on somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Because, anyway, random, but. And I've totally forgot what I was saying. The floor of truth is calling. No, there's no cards on the floor right now. Did I drop it? I don't know if I. I'm learning to commingle with Pisces. Well done. While you're taking the piss, what has Spirit got to say about an incoming clarion call I've seen written about? I've sometimes channeled about that. It can mean different things at different times. Will we shuffle these? I feel personally, right, I don't need a card for that. I feel hearing the clarion call, and I think I could say this being called clear, but it's about like many are called, few are chosen. What was it again? Many are called, few are chosen. It's about like, to me, it just kind of, it's like, you know, in the Bible and all that, when it's like those that could hear the music and that were dancing were thought to be crazy. It's basically, to me, it's about like the people that are, you know, they're floating out your life because they don't get it. It's what I said the other day, actually. Oh, wait a minute. Fuck. I'm saying I said it the other day. I bet you I fucking said it on that video that is fucked up. Well, I did. I said it the other day. See what I mean? You've heard me telepathically again. I literally channeled something like that in the one I done yesterday. Because it must be that, because I've not done it. I feel like it was on a live, but it was on a video, and the only video I've done is the one I done yesterday. That's so funny. Right, but let's see what comes out. But yeah, many are hearing the call now to step into a different way of being and to step outside of the status quo, I feel. To step into like your higher self. It's time to play, yeah, and that's what that is about. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. Yes, there always is a huge summer solstice. There always is a huge like a portal. You know, that kind of energy opening up on the on the solstice. And again, it's quite funny. That's when I started my business. You know, Claire, I've been giving up on the Twinflame journey lately, so I think you've been picking up on me. No, but Nathan, I'm here to tell you that's where you're meant to be. But it's you might think you're giving up on this. It's just give up on it without giving up on it, if you know what I mean. Like, get so fucking fed up that you're like, I'm fucking done. Like, whatever it is, I'm fucking... Basically, don't wait. Don't hang around and wait. But that doesn't mean go about and fucking sow your seed and, you know, fucking... Do you know what I'm saying? It's because in the divine feminine energy, basically what I'm saying is, regardless of gender, well, again, I'm not guy, so I don't know how it works for guys, but it's there's such a devotion there that you genuinely don't want to, but you can give up the bit that I've channeled before about like caring more about them being all right than yourself, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's where it's like. And that's sometimes, again, and this is like it's a compliment, but it's what I'm trying to say is like, I do feel that in you, Nathan. Like, I can feel you're very similar to me, like that. You care so much that it's like you would put your own stuff aside to help anyone, really. But, you know, to help your twin, you definitely would. And again, I've got Pluto 0 degrees Scorpio, and I'm fucking prone to doing that for fucking anyone. So you can imagine what it would be like for the other half of my soul. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, it's one of the things that I feel that is actually, if you're true twin flames, your twin flame will actually know that. And so, depending on the sort of dynamic, you know, I just feel that. Yeah. Anyway, that gets into all sorts of. I know what they're trying to say. Anyway, right. Pisces moon, the 12th house, and she can be a royal fucker. Who's that you're talking about? What did I miss here? Michelle, are you a Pisces or do you have a new Pisces friend? Your loved ones are safe. Let go of your fear and worry for your loved ones. I'm looking after them. Nathan, I'm going to end that there because it's just, I'm getting like, I'm getting pulled into your Chiron and Scorpio and my Pluto. This is going too deep and it's like, shit, I need to watch Love Island. Pull away from all this intensity. But basically, I suppose the message is that like, she is going through something herself and you can't do it for her. Yeah, that's the message. Right, okay, so who's next? Was it Charlotte? It was Charlotte, wasn't it? Is Charlotte here? Right. What have we got for Charlotte? Will we put the wee salt lamp on? No, I'll just... Oh, actually, Michelle, that's interesting you're saying that about the solstice because that is what I was saying before you arrived. I just realised that I was saying that before you arrived. That basically I might have been pulled to do some sort of event. Like, because I want to get back to doing my paid Zoom group events and that. But I don't know about as soon as the solstice. But the only reason why I don't know if I would do it on the solstice is because the days leading up to, even the week leading up to. So we're talking like that, yeah, is brewing now. But definitely from the weekend. It can be like, yeah, it's a big purge. Everyone's going through a big purge right now anyway. But it's like, you know, the balance of the dark and the light in you and in the world. And it can be quite intense. So if I, you know, plan to do a group Zoom and then I'm like, guys, I don't care how many people signed up for this. I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? So I might do one last minute or you'll have to wait until it's like Leo season or something. Right. But yeah, that's interesting because I was feeling that about the solstice. Right. So, oh, how many cards is that? We'll take... That's interesting. Right, so 2 cards jumped out at the same time, Charlotte. So I'm going to read them both because I actually can't. This is so funny. Right? I'm finding the humour in this. Charlotte is Libra Moon. And Libra Moon is love, peace, and harmony and balance. But it's also can be like, you know, weighing up a decision or like, you know, procrastinating. And I'm literally like, so I feel because I'm doing your read, it's like, I'm like, I actually can't decide what one to read because I feel they're both extremely important for you to hear and for other people to hear. Because again, if anyone that's new watching this now or on the replay, even when I'm pulling somebody a personal message, it always makes sense to other people on it. Due to the nature of me only being here to channel healing for twin flames, it's not like other people nebbing in are going to get help from it too. Like, but do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's going to resonate with a lot of people watching this. So restriction and imagine, it's got restriction, joy guides, and imagination, inner child. So let's see what this is about. So I'll read restriction first. And it's a number 28, so the 28th of June might be significant. Right. Assumptions, rigidity, limitations, prejudice. Your joy guides are tapping at your mind's door, hoping to open it and free you from the corner any narrow or presumptuous thinking on your part may be unwittingly backing you into. If you fall into the trap of running on too many assumptions or operating on unexamined, preconceived notions, you quickly eliminate all your options, leading you to a damned if I do, damned if I don't cycle of frustration. Your joy guides playfully remind you to step back and notice where your stuck perceptions might be attracting such frustration. They remind you that you're not stuck, but your thinking may be. Stop your mental movie and take a commercial break. Oh my God. Charlotte, you weren't here when I was talking about burnout, but this is very relevant to everyone. It's time for a fresh look and a new viewpoint on all things. The best way to achieve this is to treat yourself to a heavy dose of humour and let it break through to your unbearable dilemma. And you see, that's why I always say that about I use lots of different parts of me to do the healing. But a lot of the time, especially, I would say majority of the time in the public, unless we're in like a Scorpio moon or something, or like a more sort of sensitive, sort of deep moon, it's always humour that be used to heal people, because it gets people stuck out their heads. You know what I mean? It reminds me. I don't know why they just showed me that, but it reminds me of the bit in The Vow when he describes it to get her, like his wife, before she forgets who the fuck he is. I mean, how you'd forget who Jan Tate was, I don't know. But it's like, you know, he tickles her. And, you know, I really do get that's a good analogy. It's like, you know, she's stuck in her head not being able to create her art, and she just starts tickling her. Like, I'm not being funny, but if somebody fucking done that to me, I'd be fucking slapping about the head. I hate being did anyone, my sister used to do this, right? That she would do the typewriter on me. So she would put my arms down and like you know, you do fucking no, horrible. Anyway. So actually, fuck, I think my Twinflame used to do that. So, not the typewriter, but he did used to take it and annoy me. Right, so I just was like, why? Yeah, flashbacks. Right, so it's time for a fresh look, a new viewpoint on things. The best way to achieve this is to treat your... Oh, I just said that. Your joy guides counsel is, as always, the situation may be critical, but not serious. Join them in reviewing the situation and laugh your way forward. And you've got a Sagittarius rising, so you should be able to do that. And see how that nicely leads us into imagination and inner child. Number 7. So I feel the 7-7 portal. I just spat halfway across the room. But yes, the 7-7 portal might be significant. And I've just opened it up. Nocturnal dreams, daydreaming, reverence, fantasy. Oh, that's interesting. Did anyone else have like really vivid dreams? Like last night or this morning, because I did, and I feel like some of you might have. I can't even fucking remember now what. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, it was just very real. That's what I'll say. It just felt very real. And when I feel dreams, when people appear in my dreams, it feels really real. It can often be right before. It's like my dream thingy and into a vision. Because like I've said before, I can't tell the difference sometimes. I really can't tell the difference. Unless it's like really fucking weird, you know what I mean? So, like if there's like a flying unicorn in my dream or something, but listen, I'm so open-minded, like it might happen. It might happen. I thought I've just seen a fucking plane on fire going into the sea. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's not even funny, but you know what I'm saying? It was a kite. It was a kite. If you joined this part, it was a kite. I think. Right, okay, so your divine inner child spirit is knocking at your door, inviting you to step away from a... Oh, look at that. Look how they fit. Look at how these two cards fit. This is why I needed to read them both. I feel the message. This is a weird message, but I feel, Charlotte, it's like there's something, again, I kind of love and I can't be arsed with it at the same time when I get messages like this, but it's like there's something that you might be trying to limit something to choosing one thing. But it's like there's two compartments to it that you could use. Something about using both parts. I mean, it kind of, when I'm channeling this for everyone, it could kind of generally be about like utilizing your feminine and your masculine energy together, you know, because again, for most people, it's about you have to balance that and integrate that within you. And really just keep doing that and really get what that's all about, you know. And so for everyone, because I feel everyone needs to hear this right now, you know, generally like that would be about like recognizing that rest is just as important as the taking action and the productivity. Because again, it's the messages constantly come through, and I'm sure that other one that I'm going to publish after this that I've done a week ago, it was about like that kind of workaholic energy. Because I feel a lot of people's karmic, well, we wouldn't say a partner, but karmic energy is actually work. You know what I mean? Like, or just always chasing the money. And I feel that that is why there's a lot of, okay, that is what the message is about now that I remember it. That collective message, which went really specific at some bits, was basically, it's like, because now they're pulling me, look at this, now they're pulling me the Five of Pentacles, which is about poverty, and that card said that. But it's like, I feel where anybody has had like a kind of, so this won't resonate for everyone, but it's wherever it, like, sorry Charlotte, it's like I've went into collective stuff now, but there's just something about, I do feel, and by the way, it's quite unfair, because even if you were really grateful and you weren't like over materialistic or even a little bit, that can happen too. And it's just, we're all being taught a big lesson about you don't need as much stuff as you think you do, or or how you were before. Because I think I ended that. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. It was kind of funny how it ended with what I said, and then I realised when I watched it back, I was like, oh, it was like, basically it was about the feminine and the masculine are going to teach each other. So that you balance, right, you balance it within yourself first, but then I feel when a lot of twins come into union, you're going to teach each other about the value of things. So it's not always necessarily about money, but I feel for a lot it will be that, about that there's more important things than money. But obviously we do need money as well. But it's kind of like, it's about in the way that the world's sort of moving. It's like when you follow, think about all the other messages that I've channeled for other people. When you follow your creativity and you step into your higher self, like that is what I help people do. If anyone's caught me randomly, is I help you quantum leap into your highest timeline by following your fucking joy. I mean, the card I pulled for myself to come on here, which appeared again there, it's on the bottom, isn't it? Is trust your divine purpose, actually, it's on the bottom. That wasn't the one I meant. This experience has divine meaning, healing will come, know that you're in a path of growth. But it was the one that said have fun and play or something. Yeah, there it is. It's time to play. This is what made me come on here and play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring back balance in your life. And I can tell you, see, whenever I've been really stressed out my tits or worse, crying, like, you know, I used to get really bad when it used to be things about money. I used to be really like crying on film. Yeah, just really used to, like, actually it would be on a Taurus moon, funnily enough, which it is right now. I remember some really, really horrendous Taurus full moons, because Taurus is about money in the second house. But basically what I'm trying to say is, it's like when I just kind of stopped putting so much energy into the worrying, and then remembered how powerful I was, and that if I meditated or put on an abundance meditation, or like I say to people all the time, if you have a lot of difficulty with money, it always seems to be just fucking coming up all the time, it wouldn't be, I know it's tedious and it's like, oh, it's boring, and believe me, I get that too. But see, when you really do devote time, and I'm not just talking about a couple of weeks, I'm talking about months on end, and for some people it takes way longer than others. You have to keep at it to reprogram your subconscious mind. Like, listen to things about money. You know what I mean? Like, or if you're get a hypnosis on about worry. Again, it's like, I feel, yeah, I do feel as well that is more of the more newer content that we put out at some point down the line as well, because obviously I'm a hypnotherapist as well. But again, it's always weaved and blended into this sort of stuff. But right now, before I get my one on here, there's plenty, see what you're led to. But whoever needs to hear that, whoever needs to hear it, because it's anything to get you out of victim mode. Because whenever I fall into victim mode like that, I've had loads of experiences where literally I've done the things that I'm saying to you, and then the next day, like, somebody books a session, or like it can be something small. Like, I remember, like, I always remember funny moments, like I was totally skint and I was trying to fucking find money for a coffee or something, and then like I found a fiver, like an old handbag. I was like, what the fuck? And then there was one day I was walking along the beach and I found a fiver washed up the sea. I wish that fucking happened all the time. It doesn't. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like, these are little moments of joy though. That it's like, so I mean, my experience is a bit like that again, because I've got Uranus placements in my money hit, so it's kind of like, it really is like talk about roller coaster. So, and that's what that reading is about. So I will release it, because the reading was basically about that a lot of twins are worrying about money, and if you've had money, a lot of money could be getting taken away from you, right? And it's because they want to teach you about money in a different way. And when a lot of twins come into union, you will be given money back, but it will come from a completely different source. And it will be because you're in that your higher self, you're following your calling, you're doing what you love, and the money will come. And that's why I'm saying, you know, when I've caught folks saying that over the years, I'm like, come on the fuck, man. I'm fucking helping folk for free all the time, more than what I'm doing for the paid stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm following my calling. I'm pushing myself out there. I've really fucking put myself on the front line, if you don't mind. But I signed up for that because I'm 28 degrees, nearly 29 Aries. And that means I have got mastery over the sign of Aries, which is the warrior and the front line. Basically, I have to go first. You know what I'm saying? So I still hold faith. The money will rain down on me from a cloud one day. Do you know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying. But what I mean is, it's probably going to be in the way of maybe people will chuck me a wee super thanks and a fucking super sticker and whatever. You know what I mean? Like whenever they feel. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that did perk me up. I thought, oh, that's what I felt was coming. But it's not in the way, you know, it's not like an overnight thing. Because that, to be honest, let's face it, it's like I still need to reach the. I'm not too far off that though, but I still need to reach the 3,000 watch hours. But then I will be able to do that. But there's other ways. Like, so for instance, I've got that Ko-fi button that people can donate on that. But it's, again, I've spoken about this with you before, it's not as accessible. Do you know what I mean? It is going to be way more. I know for myself, when I'm on things like that for people, it does just seem a wee bit easier to just do the SuperVax than clicking an extra link. So do you mean it's a little thing, but it's an exciting thing? So for whoever else needs that little, so think about all that I've just said for that and apply it to, definitely for you, Charlotte, but for whoever else that makes sense to as well. And did I read all of that card? No, I didn't, because but there's something about whatever that is about for you. And again, that's for you to know and us to wonder about, but it's something about your Libra moon might be telling you that you need to sort of make a decision or like pick one over the other. But I'm feeling like sort of combining two things might be an idea. So it's reminding me of like when I've done like, you know, coaching sessions with people over the years, and like I've shared this one before about like, it was one woman didn't, you know, she hadn't fought to combine two things that she's, I'm just like, you can do whatever you want, you know what I mean? So I mean, I certainly do, don't I? It's like, I'm like, fuck knows what healing is. So that's what I said in that healing. I was like, listen, if you're wondering what this is, I should have just said, fuck knows, but it helps you. But it's like, I was like, it's Reiki, it's shamanic healing, it's light codes, I'm praying for you. I'm just fucking chucking it all at you. You know, let me know how you get on. Who cares? It works. Right, I said, so where did I get to? Yeah, allow yourself some well-deserved playtime. That's basically the message here. If people are stressing out here, so your life is presently over-controlled by others' needs and much too burdened with responsibilities. Consequently, you're losing touch with your inspiration and creativity. Wow, Charlotte, I don't know if you were here when I was saying that. Oh, who's Granny or someone's coming in when I'm itching my nose? I don't know if you're here when I was saying that about that. There was just a lot of cards I picked up on that about people were like lost creativity, but it's like lost creativity, or like if I pick kind of when I was channeling the eunuchs, like it's maybe channeling a bit of that. Do you know what I mean? Like using where you're at. I mean, not always. Sometimes you do just need to rest and don't do anything. But if that is something that you can use for whatever it is, you know, you're guided to, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, do it. Listen to your inner child. Take time to daydream, fantasize, visualize, wonder, and explore. Feed your inner child with art classes, theatre tickets, concerts, and other types of recreational activities. If you don't honour your inner child's needs, she or he will get your attention by throwing one heck of a childish tantrum, manifesting in a chronic bad mood or a nasty depression. You need this magic right now. Your inner child's message, come play with me. My eyes feel like they're watering right now. I am literally wanting to cry. I felt the healing coming through me when I said that. So, but that's Charlotte's message, but it's for whoever else it resonates with. Your inner child is saying, come play with me. You know what I mean? Like my inner child was like, let's go play on the live. And it's 144. It's the 144. Right. May the money rain down on all of us. Exactly. Putting out the prayers for the money to rain down on all of us in the Taurus moon. My wound pain is gone. Thank you. You're very welcome. And I'm delighted to hear that. We've cleared the shame or whatever that was going on. Yeah. the last few weeks have felt a bit of a slog and been watching some comedy to support me, but I definitely need to play it. Yeah, Charlotte, again, hopefully it's, I don't know, at least comforting you a little bit to know that I feel we've all been in that, like, again, I've definitely been in it too. And what I'm saying is, when I say that, I'll say, like, I get put in it literally for my work. Like, I mean, that's not play for me, but like, I get put in it to come back and to share the message, to be like, look, guys, we're all, going through this kind of theme, or, or if you resonate with it, kind of thing. But like, I feel not only, what I'm basically trying to say is, many of us are being given personal challenges and occurrences that are putting us into dark places as well, and really testing us. But that's spiritual warfare. Like, I mean, don't get me started on all of that. We know what we're like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, we're all being given, so amongst that, don't let the devil win. That's funny, because I heard something like that before I came on here, and it's true. It's like, that is the devil energy that runs through the whole world and everyone. And it's what I just read in that message, that it's, who am I doing now? This is for Michelle. It's the, that energy that's like, well, I suppose with twin flames, it'd be like, they're not going to forgive you, or they don't want to hear from you, or you're going to be bothering them when you get in touch with them, or they've moved on to somebody new, or, you know what I mean? Like, that is the devil energy. Whereas that's why you need to get out of your head and out of your ego and all the worst case scenarios, and come into your heart and meditate. And that's when it would be good to put on the twin flame meditation, which I've been meaning to do, which I haven't done yet. Again, I've got loads of twin flame meditation. Just fucking take your pick, any of the shamanic journeys. But like, I do want to do a short one for you to connect with your twin in a short video or something. Right, okay. Am I evil because I'm Capricorn? No, you're certainly not evil, Nathan, because you're Capricorn. You cannot be, with that Chiron 0 degrees of Scorpio. But yes, I do always feel that little spicy side to you. You're a little devil. There's nothing wrong with that. Sleep well and rest, because although the pain is gone, you'll probably be exhausted from that, because that doesn't sound like that was very nice. Right, okay, so what does Nathan need? No, wait a minute, it's not fucking Nathan now, is it? Who is it? Nathan, that's because you spoke to me. It's Michelle. Sorry, Michelle, I'll be like, hurry the fuck up. Right, it's Michelle. What have we got for Michelle? But again, we've not had any doubler cards yet, have we? Oh no, I'm pulling it now, Michelle. We'll catch it on the solitude for you. Solitude and shadow. Oh, wow. Wow. Michelle, if you've not had enough of that, that is a big, see what I mean? It's the same message everyone's getting about needing to go in to do that shadow work. And that is not just the twin flames that are, that's everyone. So I don't care how long you've been on your twin flame journey and, being, knowing what it's all about in that. We're all being guided to do it. Me too. Right, so, right, 13. So I don't know if Michelle is still here, but you can watch this on replay. Observation, contemplation, renewal, and listening. Your desire to seek solitude is appropriate at this time. You're being counselled by your higher self, and I've just been going on about the higher self, to retreat and renew your soul through quiet contemplation. Your nervous system has been overstimulated, and you can't absorb any more input from the outer world. Step away and give yourself the necessary peace and time alone you require to revitalise your system. In doing so, you'll begin to sense, feel, and even hear the voice of your higher self, but only when you step into more natural surroundings. Reconnect with nature in whatever way is practical, given your circumstances. Fully open your heart to your higher self, even if you fear that you can't make contact. You are making contact. Furthermore, your higher self asks you to take your time with contemplating your circumstances and considering your options. That's funny when I was saying that to Charlotte. It just makes me laugh. Like, I can always see how all the cards are for everyone and they follow on, because the shadow one's a good card too, so I'm going to read that too. Because again, a lot of people just don't understand what is shadow work, but it's like you're probably overcomplicating it. You're doing it. If you're hermiting, you're not spending as much time with people as what you did, and you're looking inwards. Like, congratulations, you're doing the shadow work. You know what I mean? Right. So resist the temptation to yield to any sense of urgency. There's no emergency. Your true direction will make itself known if you're patient. And I said that earlier to Nathan as well, didn't I? Higher self also alerts you to the fact that not all necessary pieces of information to make the best decisions may be apparent yet. Again, so it's about delays. Some delays are necessary. The information is coming. That means something totally different to every person, by the way. So, yeah. Your higher self wisely counsels that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to do nothing. The message: be quiet and wait. Right, solitude. That's with solitude. And now shadow is 25. And then look, there's appreciation. And that's what I was saying about wherever you're at on your journey. And pleasure. Look, we've got appreciation and pleasure. And that's quite funny because we've got warrior behind it. And I was just saying about a warrior with where my degree of Aries is. Well, we're all warriors. And exhaustion. And you're even a warrior if you're in that. That was me at the weekend. I was like, oh, fuck, I can't fucking move. Do you know what I mean? And then I was like, woo, I've got energy again because I listened. But because I'd done what was told and I stayed put and I rested and I slept more than what's normal, but what the fuck is normal in these times? I then feel appreciative of having my energy back. So some of you need to do that. Right, 25. So shadow divine healers: anger, vengeance, violation, spite. Although no one likes to, so this, by the way, this is one of the ouchy ones, so take it where it resonates, everyone. Although no one likes to admit it, we all have our dark sides and shadows, those less than flattering facets of our personality that take delight in abusing and shaming others and wielding power in the most unfair ways. Daniel Brown. Hello, how are you? Are you a real person or are you a troll? We'll give you time. Whether it's a condescending remark to the slow-moving grocery bagger at the supermarket. Oh, that's not very nice. I wouldn't like it if I saw that. The aggressive hand gesture directed towards the meandering driver on the road. I think we all know what that is. Or the belittling comment made to your uncooperative child. Many of us are guilty of hurting or deriding others at times. Your divine healers are present now to help you witness your shadow, lovingly making you aware that it's actually contempt for yourself or your vulnerabilities that fuels such hostility to others. Again, that's deep, isn't it? But it is a powerful one for everyone to take on board with the twin flame journey, but really anyone. Because, you know, I feel a lot of the time when someone is directing their shit at you, it's because they need to look at their own. Do you know what I mean? Not in all circumstances, but let's face it, with quite a lot of them. So, but that needs to be looked at with compassion. And again, that's why I talk about the more sort of darker bit of the twin flame journey as well, is you and your twin flame are a mirror to one another. So you're only going to be able to come into contact with them and look them in the eye, which is really intense and really difficult to do, when you're ready for it. But when you've went in and you've healed it and you've looked at it and you're like, right, this is going to be intense, it's going to be difficult, but I'm more prepared than I was before I done that. Do you know what I mean? That's what a lot of you need to tell yourself. And if you've not been doing that, you've been running away and, I don't know, playing too much, you know, like, because again, that's what that is about, the inner child with that. And that's interesting that they've made me read the inner child card and now the shadow. Because in shamanic journeys with people, a lot of the time, I'd say all of the time, your shadow can be your inner child as well. Like, that is the inner child that's throwing a tantrum, that wants to go out and distract yourself with whatever else that'll be fun in the moment, but then you're going to wake up the next day and, I mean, that actually sounds like going out and getting pissed. I was trying to think of other examples, but do you know what I mean? It doesn't always need to be like getting drunk. It could be like for me, I don't drink, but my inner child could run away from things that I need to face by procrastinating, or sometimes it's coming and doing stuff like this when I need to get on with something, or a lot of time it'd be going another walk when I'm like, no, I really need to be getting on with stuff. You know what I mean? Or like, that's not really very shadowy though. It would be like having a cake or something, or like, you know, like, or like having another, you know, eating half a pack of biscuits or something, or like picking out on like foods that I know aren't going to make me feel any better. But do you know what I mean? So, you know, you take whatever your thing is. But when you give your inner child more, like, oh, that's interesting, it just said reconnecting, because I found something earlier that was about that is basically, you know, and again, I can do this in a session if this is really speaking to someone, that we'll do hypnosis around that and some NLP, is that we'll ask that part of your unconscious, you know, that your inner child. So it depends what, you know, which, when I'm using all these different words, sometimes I do it from a shamanic perspective and sometimes I do it from a hypnosis perspective. It's all the same to me. But it's basically, we'll ask, why is your inner child, or why is that part of you playing up? Like, what love is it that you need? Like, why are you avoiding this difficult thing, or why are you acting up? Like, and then when you ask what it is that it needs, sometimes you can get some really fascinating answers in hypnosis. But you could even get that for yourself, you know, if you try to do something like that for yourself in a meditation. But it's really powerful, you know, to get those answers. And then you can do something about it, you know, rather than kind of being on the hamster wheel of self-sabotage. And again, I'm speaking from personal experience as well, because I can still fall into that at times, but I catch myself quicker than most because of the stuff that I do. Right, okay, where did we get to with that? So, your divine healers are present now to help you witness your shadow, lovingly making you aware that it's actually contempt for yourself and your vulnerabilities that fuel such hostility towards others. These gentle but powerful higher forces surround you in love and urge you to accept and embrace your weaker aspects rather than harshly rejecting yourself by attacking those aspects in others. Ease up and be more tolerant of yourself. Again, forgiveness. If you do so, those shadows will give way to the light and healing. Your divine healer's message: ask for help and accept our light. And I'm forever fucking always saying that on here, that, you know, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. It is a strength, not a weakness. Here, and I need to go to my bed. Because actually, yeah, I have to go to my bed at this time. Right, so what do we need to know to end this? So thank you, everybody that came to join in. I'm glad there was, well, it was all the usuals, and Daniel, whoever you are. Yeah. And hello to the usual lurkers as well. I hope you got the help as well. And, right. What are we ending this with? What's juicy? Oh my god! Hello, are you ready for this? It's almost over. What's almost over? Different things for different people. Your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. I don't know about you, but I'm fucking here for that message. I'm loving it. And I feel it. I don't know why I feel it, but I feel it. Your prayers are being answered. Maybe that's why I feel it. This is for you. Your prayers are being answered. Your prayers are being received by the divine. Answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. Oh, very cryptic. We like cryptic round here. So again, the delays are part of it. The unanswered questions are part of it. It's almost over though, and your prayers are being answered. So I'll trust that spoke to whoever it is meant to spoke to, and I'm absolutely fucked. So I'm away to get a wee cup of tea and Love Island, and peace out. I'll probably see you on the next fire moon. So yeah, I'll see you on the Leo moon. Yes, it was good to catch you all as well, and yes, sleep well, and I'll see you later. Bye.